Hey y'all, welcome back to Byrne Homemade. Join me in my kitchen as I make scratch-made meals for my family throughout the week. So grab your apron and let's get cooking. So I've been missing for a few months, but that's because the holidays, I have 5 kids, I'm tired, and I'm so sorry about that. But the other reason is because I've had some major digestive things going on. I don't want to go into too much detail because that's disgusting and, you know, it's my problem. But I have been trying to prioritize ingredients and make everything at home, such as bread. I make sourdough at least 2 times a week now, so I'll have about 4 loaves a week made because that's the only bread I eat right now. And it is easier for me to digest, but I can't eat a ton of it. I am now working on my normal cinnamon roll recipe, which I will leave a link above to that. And I'm trying to get a sourdough version, and I'm just scoring my cookbooks and the internet to find the best way to do it. And I think I'm figuring it out. And I'm just gonna add some butter into my flour here and get it going. Kind of like a pie crust, but it's not, it's for sourdough. I've seen a few recipes do this, and I feel like I love the texture of this. And I think anybody that makes any kind of pastry should really try the cold butter method. But I haven't perfected this recipe, and I might actually sell it, so I'm not 100% sure that I'm going to be giving it out or giving it out just yet. But that is one of the things that I am prepping, and I'll leave this in the fridge for 3 or 4 days. And then when we are ready for cinnamon rolls, I will make it. I actually didn't finish it before I edited this video, but I will have it in my next one, and I'll show you the end result. I'm just feeding my starter here. I've had this starter for a little, 2 years now, actually. I got it from a friend, and her name's Dolly Starton, and I love her, and I've kept her strong, so I'm really, really proud. And this is a very crusty, I need to change it, obviously. Now, one other thing I've been doing is not planning out my dinners, which is pretty unheard of for me. I usually plan out and have a list, and we're going to eat this and this and this. And then when it comes to the day we're actually supposed to eat it, I don't want to eat it. So I haven't been doing that. I've just been buying good, simple ingredients, keeping some pantry things on hand. And I mean, there's tons of people that give you tips to do this, and I always have pantry stuff, but this is just, it has made my life so much easier. I don't know how to explain it. And I want to eat the thing that I'm going to cook that night. Like, I'm like, okay, I've decided in my mind this is what we're going to have, and it works out great. So I'm going to use some sourdough breadcrumbs, and I'm going to make breaded pork chops, and this is delicious. I was just cutting up some potatoes for some mashed potatoes there. I'm taking 3 eggs and adding some raw milk. I know that's debatable for some people, but we get ours from a local dairy that is basically tested and certified to sell it. And so that's what I'm using. I put some of that in there, mixed it up, got the sourdough breadcrumbs ready. I'm actually going to fry this in pig lard, or lard, obviously pig lard, but like I said, just trying to use more natural ingredients. I never use seed oils anyway. Unless I have fried chicken, I do use peanut oil, but I have changed that, and I'm going to be using beef tallow or pork fat. I'm going to have to try that. I'm going to have to try it with lard. So you're going to take your bone-in pork chop, and you're going to dip it in the egg mixture. Then you're going to dip it in the sourdough breadcrumb mixture. And then you will place it into your preferably cast iron skillet. And your oil needs to be about 350 degrees. And I'm just going to let them cook. I would say probably 10 minutes. You want pork to be done, and until each side is golden brown. I just took my potatoes that I boiled, drained them. I'm adding some butter, raw milk, and then my house seasoning mixture, which I'll leave above, and mashing that up until it is to my liking. I paired this with a salad with some homemade ranch. Then I'm going to put those yummy mashed potatoes down and then the pork chop on top. This is a beautiful pork chop. It was very good. And I will show how to make those sourdough breadcrumbs. Really, any sourdough breadcrumb recipe you look up is great. They all taste amazing. But I'll do that in the next video or sometime soon. And you've seen me been stretching and folding this throughout the video. That's because just throughout the day I made this. It takes hours to make sourdough. I'm not gonna lie to you. Some of you probably already know that. But after I've stretched it and folded it and I think it's good, I'm going to spray a bowl with some avocado oil, put that in there, and then I'm going to cover it and let it rest overnight on my counter. I always make 2 loaves at a time because we'll go through this in 2 to 3 days. So I make a double batch and then I cut it in half. Then I stretch it out and fold it up. And this is just how I do it. There's tons of ways you can do it, but I stretch it out in like a rectangle. Then I kind of fold it in half over itself, and then I roll it up together, and then I make it tight like this so I can put it in a Banneton basket to proof in the fridge for a few hours. And I'd say 4 to 6 hours I let it proof in the fridge. Here it is ready to cook. I always use Farmhouse on Boone's sourdough recipe. I believe it's the beginner, or I think it's the beginner. It's no knead. And I don't even measure anymore, to be honest. I feel like I know the consistency of what it's supposed to look like now. So I would just go Google her stuff, or I'll put a link to the recipe below, because it's super, super simple, and it's the only one that really worked and didn't make my bread flat. Every recipe from very famous sourdough people, okay, that I use, my bread would be completely flat. So I've been using this one for like 2 years, and it is not flat. It's almost 2 years. When I first started, it took me like a good, well, no, that was the year before. Sorry, I'm rambling on. But anyway, I'll leave that linked below. I scored it. I'm putting it in a Dutch oven and cooking it at 450 for 30 minutes. There is my cinnamon roll dough that I left on the counter overnight. And I'm going to be putting it in the fridge to chill even longer and ferment even longer. And then there is my beautiful sourdough loaf. Okay, this is not sponsored or anything. I was literally just filming what I was doing on the days I was doing stuff. But this is a viral protein from Ballerina Farm, whom I love and I followed for years. Okay, sorry if you have a... I love them. All right. But anyway, it is actually very, very good. I was skeptical because, you know, viral things are hit or miss, but this is the only protein, especially chocolate protein powder, that I even like. And I actually leave it a little mixed in because I'm weird. I like the cocoa powder chunks. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I put it in raw milk. It's delicious, and there's some protein for me for the day. And here I'm trying another viral thing. It's Jasmine Tyler's brownie granola. I'll leave a link for this too in the description box if I can find it. I found it on TikTok, so it's kind of hard to put that on there, I think. I've never done it before, but anyway, I'll find it and leave it somehow. But oops, I forgot I did that. I sprayed cacao. I think that's cacao. I don't know if that's how you say it. Powder everywhere. And I'm adding walnuts, coconut oil, almond butter, maple syrup, organic rolled oats, and all. I think that's it, actually. Walnuts. Did I say walnuts? I'm sorry. I'm really tired. I've told y'all before, I do these voiceovers at night when my kids are sleeping, even though they're not all asleep right now. But this turned out okay. It was not as clustery as it was supposed to be, and I felt like it was a little dry. So maybe it's something I did. I'm not sure. But I'm gonna keep messing with it. It was good. It's just, I think it needed more maple syrup and more oil, to be completely honest with you. And yeah, I baked it on a sheet pan. I'll pack it down on a sheet pan on parchment paper. And then I baked it at 350 for, I think, 20 minutes. I believe it was 20 minutes. And I like to put granola in my yogurt and stuff. So I thought I'd try this, and like I said, it wasn't bad. It was just, I think it should have been a little more clustery and less dry. Okay, y'all, listen. I am known to toot my own horn when I have done something or made something delicious, because I just love figuring stuff out that is good, because I love food, to be completely honest with you. I love eating. I love eating good food, and I think that's one of the reasons I've been cooking for so long, because I just feel like I want to eat good food at home, not just like when you go out, you know. I'm making some Cajun pasta, which I have made on here before, but I did different stuff because, I mean, like I said, I'm making stuff on a whim. I had some things to use up. So I'm cutting an onion up, a small sweet onion, I diced it pretty good. Then I'm going to cut up a red bell pepper and dice it up as well. Then I got some mushrooms. I'm pretty sure these are baby Bella. I think that's what they're called. You can do whatever you want. I diced some of those up. I love mushrooms. Then I am dicing or mincing some garlic up. This is about 5 cloves of garlic. I don't feel like you can ever have too much garlic, so if you want more, be my guest, please. Okay, this is the fun part because I put so much seasoning on my Cajun chicken stuff, but I'm adding some Tony's Chacheray. I don't know how to say it, but Creole seasoning. Then I added some Dano's Original. That stuff is delicious, okay? You have got to buy it. Dano's Original. It's very good ingredients too. Honestly, I think Tony's has MSG, so that's a bummer, but you know what? I love it, and you can't get rid of everything, you know? You can't get rid of everything. And then I'm going to put some onion powder, some garlic powder, then some parsley flakes. All right, and I'm not measuring here. You just put it with your heart. Don't put too much Tony's, though, because that is salty. The last one was Paul Prud'homme's poultry seasoning. And this is just chicken tenders that I bought from the store, pre-sliced, because I don't know, I do that sometimes to make my life easier, I guess. And it's I shop at H-E-B. That's only in Texas, but it's the natural kind. I'm heating up some oil in the pan. I sprayed it with some avocado oil. I didn't show you all that because it flamed up, and I was like, wow, I really shouldn't have done that with the fire on. I didn't think about that. But anyway, I'm going to blacken the chicken. So you cook it high in just a little bit of oil so it kind of gets super dark like that. That's probably not even blackened enough, but it was very good. I'm not lying. This was like restaurant quality. And I think I probably cooked it probably 8 or 9 minutes. And then I put the lid on when I flipped it over just so I could make sure it was cooked on the inside, because you don't want to underdo chicken. I got this sourdough. I saw it on Farmhouse on Boone. I got sourdough pasta. This is the best pasta I've ever had in my life. It's penne. It cooks a little different, I will say, but it was just amazing, and I feel like I never want to buy regular pasta again. And like I said, my gut stuff, so I thought that would be good. And here I'm taking the chicken off, and I'm leaving all those dredges. I don't know what that's called. The stuff on the bottom, I'm leaving it because I want that on my vegetables. Then I'm going to add some butter, all right? And I'm going to saute those vegetables that we diced and cut up in this butter until they are nice and tender. And I will sprinkle some Tony's on the top of this just to help them sweat out. Just a little bit. You don't want to go overboard. I popped the lid on for a few minutes just to help it get moist. I think that helps steaming it. Then I'm going to add a whole, I think this is a quart, one of the 16-ounce things of heavy cream. Then I added some organic chicken bouillon, better than bouillon. Then I'm adding some of the Boursin cream, the Boursin cheese. It was garlic and herb. And then I added about a 1/4 to a 1/3 of a cup of grated Parmesan cheese. Then I'm going to season it with all the seasonings I added in the chicken, just a little less. You don't want to go crazy. You don't want it too salty. But I just added everything in there that I'd already seasoned the chicken with, just to get the flavors going through the whole dish, all right? And I'm going to stir it up, and then I'm going to add my sourdough pasta. My mouth is drooling thinking of this food. And then I'm going to kind of cook that in with the cream mixture, right? To help it absorb some of the cream mixture. It's almost like I don't want to say bechamel because I think that has flour in it, but I diced up some grape tomatoes from something before. So I added those in, and then I added just 2 big handfuls of spinach because something green. We're trying to be healthy, you know, like I said, I'm trying to get some good ingredients in there. So I added some green vegetables, some spinach, and then I'm going to sweat that out. And now I'm stirring it up, and I'm going to chop up my chicken and plate it. If I wasn't trying to get in shape, I just had my 5th baby. Well, I didn't just have him. He's 2 almost in 3 days. But if I wasn't trying to get the rest of the baby weight off, I would eat this every day because that's how good it is. I'm obsessed with it. It is so good. It's restaurant quality. I'm telling you, please, someone make this, please. Okay, so here I am making sourdough pancakes. These are my kids' favorite pancakes. This is the best pancakes I have ever made at home. I took a few recipes and put them together. That's how I came up with this recipe. I do have a video on them, and I will leave that linked above. I will put all the stuff I used in the description box below as well. But it takes sourdough. I normally use einkorn flour, but I didn't have that. So I took a little bit out because you have to add more einkorn. It's a different kind of flour. So I took some of that out. I used all purpose. I used baking soda, baking powder, avocado oil, raw milk. I usually use buttermilk, but I'm trying to be healthier. So I used raw milk, then a little salt, and then some honey for some sweetness. And like I said, I'll use all of that. I will post all of that below. And I use vanilla as well, actually. But these are very good. And like I said, the best I have made at home. I've tried a lot of pancake recipes because I am like an IHOP girl. And, IHOP probably isn't the healthiest, but they are so good, those buttermilk pancakes, that you can get all you can eat. And this is the closest I have found that I liked at home. So I'm going to stir this up and then I'm going to let it sit for 15 minutes because that's what I've always been told to do with stuff with baking powder and baking soda in it. So that's what I've always done. And then I'm going to clean my surface off and get my griddle out. And I put parchment paper under it because that thing is so messy. It gets grease everywhere. So I'm having to do this so I'm not just flinging grease all over my stuff. And then here I'm cutting up some bacon. I got this at a local farm stand. I'm not sure if it's local bacon. Actually, I didn't even look at that, but I'm pretty sure it is. I could be wrong. I did get some from a butcher shop that is local, but I ran out of that. And this bacon was good though. This was a very good bacon. I'm going to cook that first on the griddle. Then I always do eggs. I did not do the greatest job getting these off, but I don't care. I got them on the plate. We enjoyed them. I feel like eggs cooked in bacon grease it reminds me of my great grandmother, and it is one of the best tastes for a fried egg. And yeah, so I get those going, take them off. However, it doesn't matter. And then I will do the pancakes after I'm done with the eggs. And I put my oven on 170 and place all of these things I'm cooking in there so it'll be warm until everything is done. Here I'm just taking an ice cream scoop, and that's probably like a third of a cup of batter, and placing it all throughout. Then I let it get bubbly, and when it's really bubbling up, I know it's time to flip over, and then I flip them. And sometimes I add chocolate chips. You can add white chocolate chips and sprinkles. That would be really good. You can add bananas and chocolate chips. Like I said, I have a video that I will link, but I do all that in those. And these pancakes are just really, really good. Another night, another dinner I didn't have planned. So I had these potatoes and I had some leftover onion, celery, a little bit of celery, not much, and peppers that I had chopped up before. Okay, well, I'm going to get rid of those. I'm going to use them. I'm trying to be more sufficient and use just better ingredients. Like I said, the whole video, but I'm trying to really use up stuff in my fridge and not be so wasteful because I can be bad at that. So I'm taking just regular yellow potatoes, cutting them up into about, those are probably 2-inch pieces, huh? I'm really bad at measuring, but I'm going to say 1-inch to 2-inch pieces. Adding some avocado oil into my pan, adding these to start sauteing them. You rub them around, and then I'm going to put the lid on and let those just kind of get steamed a little bit. Here I got some of this sausage. It's like jalapeno nacho cheese at our local butcher. I'm chopping that up because I had this. It was going to go bad tomorrow or the next day. So that's what I did. I chopped that up and I'm like, okay, I'm going to make like a breakfast Mexican kind of dish. So I add the peppers in there after the potatoes have cooked for probably 4 or 5 minutes to get those to get sauteing and tender. Put the lid on, take it off. And then I'm going to add some chupacabra, no MSG seasoning on it. It's like chupacabra, it's like this little chihuahuas on it or something. A white chihuahua, and it's called chupacabra. I'm pretty sure it's made in Texas too, but this is delicious. We use it on everything, literally everything. I made with the leftovers the next day, I made a steak with that same seasoning, put it on top of all of this, and it was delicious. But here I'm just going to keep sauteing it and then steaming it. Then when I think it's close to being done, I'm going to add in the sausage so it can get to browning. And this is where I screwed up. I thought I had turned my camera on. I did not, and I couldn't do this again. So I put some eggs in there, made little wells, put eggs in there, and then put the lid on and let them cook till the tops were done, and I could tell the egg was like medium. Then I plated it, added cheese on the top, some salsa, and that is what we ate that night for dinner. And like I said, I made steak the next day, put it on top, and it was delicious. And then here we go again. I'm making a breakfast for dinner this night, and it's just throw everything in breakfast burritos. I'm chopping up. I always have peppers and onions. I love peppers and onions, and so does my family, so I always have those on hand. I'm going to chop those up pretty good, dice them up pretty well, because, you know, kids can be picky. And I was putting these in eggs and burrito. So I'm just going to chop these up, and then I'm going to chop up some bacon. Now for the egg part, I did not measure, I did not count how many eggs I put in here. I think it was like 21, maybe 18 to 21. It takes a lot to feed my family. So I made all of this, and I had a little left over, so we saved that, and, you know, people ate it the next day too. And then I'm going to add a little heavy cream, or that was half and half, I'm not sure. Either heavy cream, half and half milk, whatever you have. I'm going to put house seasoning in this, and then just mix it up, and then put some butter in the pan, and throw my veggies and bacon in, and then I'm going to add my sausage as well. I just used a regular breakfast sausage. You know what else would be really good, and I do make sometimes is chorizo. That is one of the best breakfast burritos, is with chorizo. It is very, very good. You know what? Come to think of it, I think I have a breakfast burrito with a chorizo on my channel too. So if I do, and I'm remembering correctly, I'll leave that linked above. All right, I'm pouring in my eggs, and you know, scrambled eggs can be tricky sometimes. And then, oh, I added some white cheddar cheese. This is raw white cheddar, but you really got to stir and keep it going, or it did it a little. You can see it there. It'll get like this weird texture from kind of burning on the bottom. And it doesn't really matter what I do. It happens sometimes it doesn't. So I'm not sure. I'm not the best on that, but it turned out delicious either way. Here, I'm just heating up some tortillas. And these are like, you freeze them and then you take them out and you can cook them. Those are the best kind, in my opinion. And these are made with pork lard and flour and whatever else, but they're made with pork lard. And then I need to figure out how to make my own, but I haven't got that far yet. So maybe we'll work on that. And then I'm just going to fold up my burrito, and I'm going to take it to my pan that I cooked my tortilla in, and then brown it on all sides. And I usually stick it in full, but I did not have any left. So I didn't do that, and they turned out just fine. Just throw some salsa in a little bowl, and there you have it. You're all done. I missed y'all. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry I babbled a little more, but I feel like I had to. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Please like and subscribe. Bye-bye.